So first of all, how big is this qualification for you personally and for your country, Curacao? Because they are the smallest country to qualify for the FIFA World Cup. How is the mood in your country and how the preparations are going? If you can tell us, first of all.
Yeah, first of all, obviously it's wonderful for the whole island. Obviously wonderful for me as well and all the family and stuff. Because I think some people tend to forget, but I was obviously born there. And I grew up there, and then I moved to Holland when I was 8. So obviously I have a lot of family still there. Well, all the family's still there. So I think it's wonderful for the country and wonderful for everyone involved, really.
I mean, when did you first get the call up from the coach that because we heard that you got your Curacao nationality, the citizenship in 2025 only, and you have played a couple of games in the qualifiers. So when did you receive your first call up? Call up for the FIFA
Yeah.
World Cup that you have been selected, and what was your reaction?
Yeah, I mean, I think in terms of the nationality, I don't think I was ever anything else from obviously I was born there, but obviously it used to be a colony for Holland, so that's where I think some people sometimes get it confused. But I think the citizenship was always Curacao because I'm born there, so and I grew up there. But I think in terms of the rest of it, obviously I think I've been in a conversation a lot with Curaçao's national team. I just think in the past, I think I've said it a lot of times. I think in the past they just had to, figure some stuff out. And just the organization and everything needed a tiny bit of cleaning up and just a tiny bit better. And I've always said that in terms of when the time comes and they've actually kind of done that in a good way. I'm very much open to come and play for Curacao.
Yeah. What was your reaction of your grandmother? Because I read in a FIFA article that your grandmother is has played a very important role in your footballing career, and last year she turned 95, if I'm not wrong. So, what was your initial reactions of your grandmother when she heard that you have been selected for the World Cup?
Yeah, the thing is, by the way, is she did turn uh 95, but obviously sadly she passed away
Oh, I'm
a
so
month
sorry.
after. So she no, it's all good. So she's passed away in October. So she's seen me obviously playing in September, and then I was in Curacao again in October. Although I was injured, I went for her birthday. So she spent her birthday, and I think only a few weeks later she obviously passed away. But I think she's still looking down and probably very much proud. To see, I think she was already proud when I kind of came in the September window to play for them. But I think both grandma obviously growing up, grandma from my father's side and grandma from my mom's side, both obviously played a big role in me, and obviously my mom and dad as well played a big role in terms of who I am today. Um, I say this all the time, but probably without them, I probably wouldn't be where I am now. Obviously, mom and dad kind of taking the decision at 8 years old to kind of leave everything behind, leave work, leave family, leave everyone behind, just so a kid can kind of go after his dreams. So I think obviously, like I said, I wouldn't be standing here without them.
Uh, as a whole, a lot of people around the world came to know about Curacao as a footballing nation after they qualified for the World Cup. Could you please tell us about the football in Curacao, its craze, the infrastructure, and all the clubs? Could you please give a small glimpse of how football is in Curacao?
I think Curacao has a lot of talent. I think that's for sure. I think if you look at it overall, Curacao just has a lot of talent coming from there. Whether that's football, whether that's baseball. There's a lot of players in the MLB right now in baseball. We just had one inducted to the Hall of Fame, Andrew Jones. So I think there's a lot of talent coming from there. I just think sometimes it kind of gets lost because sometimes some of them are playing for Holland, some of them are, but I think people, must not forget. I think that a lot of talent comes from Curacao.
Exactly. Uh, Talking about the World Cup, I mean, you are placed alongside Ecuador, Ivory Coast, and Germany. How tough is the group, and what are Curaçao's chances in this World Cup?
Well, I think eventually once you step on that pitch, I think all of us is equal. So we're obviously gonna go and do our best and try to get a result in all three games. We know they're all three tough opponents, but we want to kind of go there as well. I think we said it many times. We're not going there for a holiday. It isn't a holiday for us. We're obviously gonna go there and trying to get results.
Another thing is that, I mean, being the debutants, you have nothing to lose at the FIFA World Cup because you just said that you are not going for the vacation. I want to know about that. Can Curacao be the dark horses? Because we have seen in the past a lot of smaller nations, they creating upsets. So can we say Curacao is one of the dark horses in the FIFA World Cup?
I think for us is just important about game planning for the games. Every game is a game, so we're not looking too far ahead. We're not looking whether we can be a dark horse or not. We're just at the minute we're just looking at potentially even Scotland because we still got some friendlies to play. So at the moment we're looking game by game really. So we're looking at Scotland. We kind of want to improve from the window we had before, and then we're looking at Aruba before we go to the World Cup, and then we look at Germany. So I think for us, it's just important about just improving game by game and just looking at it game by game and probably not so much looking so far ahead, but just focus on the game ahead.
During the qualifiers, Curaçao were unbeaten. They didn't lose a game. I mean, out of 10 games, you won seven and probably drew the other three. But after that, you played two friendlies against China and Australia, where you lost both the games. So does that affect the momentum carrying forward?
No, I don't think so. I think sometimes in sport you learn much more when you lose than when you win. I think that's sometimes important. You have to lose, so you'll be able to learn in terms of everything. So I don't think it takes away our momentum. The group is still very confident. We're very much a family group, so I don't think we're that much worried. I think we learn from our mistakes from those two windows, and then kind of take it forward from there.
And another thing is that, I mean, as far as you are concerned, you started growing up in the Man United Academy, and then you went on to play a lot of European clubs. So I want to know about what about your role in the team. I mean, being a senior player now, 26 years old, being among the some of the senior players like the Bakuna brothers, the goalkeeper. What is your role in the team, and how do you see yourself going into the tournament?
Um, I think eventually, like I said, I think we're very much a family group, so I think that's very important. I think everyone kind of, everyone gets along with everyone and everyone kind of try to help everyone. Um, my role, I think I just, try to help the group wherever I can really, whatever the group kind of needs, you help with that. I think obviously you have some of the younger boys as well in the group, so here and there speaking to them as well and just filling them with confidence really to go and play their game as well. So I think there's different roles you can play, whether that's on the pitch or off the pitch really.
And uh, I mean, in the World Cup, I mean, a lot of there will be the stadiums will be full. So a lot of times we have seen that in football matches the stadiums are half full or something like that. But the World Cup, the fan pressure, the full packed stadium that plays a big, important role for all the players on the field. So how do you see that?
I think as a player, you embrace those moments. I think everyone wants to be on the biggest stage, with the stadiums full. So I think it will be a wonderful experience for everyone involved. Really, I think it's definitely something we want to embrace and we want to kind of look ahead to it. Really, I think it's something amazing. Like I said, even for Curacao to be there, it's something amazing, and we'll embrace the full experience of it. but also just in terms of, kind of what we said as well, we're obviously not going for a holiday either.
And lastly, could you please tell about something about Dick Advocaat, the coach, because he has played an important role. I mean, through his hands, he has already coached several teams previously in the World Cup. Now he has led Curacao to their first World Cup, and there was also a news that he stepped down for a brief amount of time because of some personal issues, and then again he came back. So could you please tell us about how all the players are chilling with the coach? What are his visions and what all the things?
Yeah, I think as a group, obviously, a lot of the boys think he's been here for about 2.5 years now, almost 3 years. So I think everyone's in the group is kind of used to him and how he works and stuff. But I think he's very much an experienced coach and very much a good coach to work with. He fills everyone up with confidence and tactically, he's good. So his only positive thing, really, I have to say about him, he's very, like I said, very experienced, very well known in terms of how to win games. Tactically, he's also very good. But I also think just in terms of a human being to be around, he's a very good person as well. And kind of tries to speak to everyone and tell them, what needs to be better, what's going well. So I think everyone really enjoys working with it. I know I do.
And lastly, Curaçao's World Cup qualification, how big impact it will have on the grassroots level back home?
Yeah, I think I've mentioned it a couple of times. I think in Curacao, I think we as the national team now almost have that obligation to represent Curacao in a good way, because obviously you have the next generation looking, and who knows, maybe in 8 or 12 years or whenever that is, and Curacao qualifies for a World Cup again. You get the next generation that kind of comes and said, the 2026 World Cup was big for them in terms of inspiration, in terms of motivation. So I definitely think it's a big moment for Curacao. I think it's a big moment for the next generation, because I say to people all the time, eventually, as time passes by, we might not be here no more. But I think the history and the legacy you leave behind kind of helps the next generation that's coming up now. So I think it's definitely important for us, without putting obviously too much pressure on it, for us to just go and enjoy and represent Curacao in a good way. But yeah, like I said, I think it's definitely something for the next generation to kind of look forward to and kind of inspire to. And like I said, who knows, in a few years' time, again, when Curacao qualifies for a World Cup, he can kind of come and say, you know what, I was inspired by the 2026 team. Then I think we've done a pretty good job as a team there.
And before letting you go, I just want you to know that Curaçao once played against India in 2019. Although India
Yeah.
lost, but Curaçao played against India. And one of your former players, his name is Rolly Bonaventura. He used to play. He played in India in one of the I League clubs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I also had a chat with him regarding an interview, but he is yet to reply me. So,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
an Indian
Um,
connection with Curaçao.
yeah. No, I remember I wasn't with the national team then, but obviously I was watching all the games, so I do remember the game. And obviously I know the Indian fans are very much, very much tapped into football, and very much kind of good fans, and kind of obsessed with the football. So it's good to see. And yeah, hopefully for the India fans as well, hopefully India can keep performing and keep making steps as well, and hopefully in a few years make it to a World Cup as well.
Hopefully, well, I mean, we are also
Yeah,
hoping the same. And just
yeah,
before this interview, I had a chat with Sarpreet Singh, who is representing New Zealand at this World Cup. So he is from the
yeah,
Indian origin. So I had a chat with him, and so he also said the same thing, that hopefully India will in some future there will be at the World Cup stage again. But thank
yeah.
you. Thank
No,
you
thank
guys
you.
for your time. I know you were busy with the national camp
Yeah, no,
for
it's
the
all
World
good.
Cup,
Yeah,
but
no, it's all good.
I am very much honored and pleased to speak with you. And I wish you and your whole team all the best at the FIFA World Cup. And we can see some of the upsets, biggest upsets in the FIFA World Cup.
No, thank you very much. Thank you for obviously having me, and like I said, hopefully India will be at the next World Cup because I think the fans and you guys as a country deserve it. So thank you again for your time as well, and hopefully the next interview we do it's with Curacao in India at the World Cup.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you. Thank you very
yeah.
much.
Okay. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.